Love is simply one word. It's unspoken. The foundation of life. What is this all about? There is no greater narcotic on this planet. You can line them all up and it won't come close to the dopamine hit that you get from love. Because love don't even have to touch you to make you feel some kind of way special. Who said you can't be happy? Who said you can't have love? The problem is we waste too much time expecting someone else to give us that, when the key is to look in the mirror and to give it to ourselves first. That's right. You've reached the right place if you're seeking the knowledge and wisdom of love. That is the art of love with Dr.O. And I'm yours truly, Dr.O. To all my love angels out there in love land, keep up the good work bringing all these beautiful love angels into our happy family of love. Continue work, continue. And I'll be here every week at 8 o'clock to put a smile on your face and to give you a better understanding of there is an art to the art of love. We have a special group of people here today on Let's Talk About It. Without further ado, we have the one, the only, Lene.
Hi.
We have Jasmine.
Hey.
And we have the world-renowned legend in the house.
Hey.
Legend, world-renowned legend. In case you guys don't know about legend, if it looks good and that hair is laid to the side, it's laid to the side, then them hands probably might have been on there. Yeah.
Them hands work.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yes. You know, as a matter of fact, we probably will have it to where Legend actually do it live.
Ooh.
Just so you guys can see the magic
Live.
live. You can see the transformation live.
Yeah.
Because I
That
love
would be good.
when Legend does ladies' hair and I see the happiness that they're in and then the level that he takes them to when he's done. Wow.
Big facts.
We were talking
Thank
about
you.
this on your birthday.
Thank you.
That's
Remember we were
inspiring.
talking about when do you feel the most beautiful?
Oh yes,
Mhm.
after I have my hair done.
Yes.
For sure.
Period.
For sure.
And what's so crazy, Legend, is that you don't even try.
Mm.
This is just who you are.
Mm.
This is just who you are.
And that's
So, you know, earlier we was watching a little segment and some comments came up and some questions came up. And I asked each one of you to go ahead and write down 3
yes.
of your own questions that you gathered from watching the little segments that we are showing on a teleprompter right there. And I'll start off.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'll start off. Does money change the relationship?
Ooh.
It can.
Yeah. It can.
Mhm.
It can.
Should it?
In
Certain ways, yes.
I feel like it should, but I mean, I feel like people only look at the negatives that money can change for, but not the good things that things can change. Because you could go
Right.
from being in a relationship, y'all sleeping on the floor, y'all sleeping on mattresses, y'all sleeping in cars, and then this money came, and now y'all are in a better predicament. Y'all are happier, y'all are more stable. People only look at it as, I guess, because they're saying like money is the root of all evil. So people will be like, oh, well, now that this money came, y'all don't love each other no more, or somebody wants somebody else, or somebody want to go get something better, which is not always the case. It can happen for sure.
Yeah.
It for
Yeah.
sure can happen. I'm not dismissing that, but definitely, money should change a relationship. It should,
For the
but
better?
for the better.
For the better.
But it can go bad if you let it, because it is money.
Do you think that if someone is in a predicament where they're financially challenged, that they should subject themselves to abuse just because someone has that over them?
Absolutely
No.
fucking not.
No.
Absolutely not. Abuse is abuse is abuse is abuse.
Mm-hmm.
never okay.
Mhm.
Never the fuck okay. That's out.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
But there are women that do.
I mean, you
Men
know,
too?
you said something,
Yes.
Lene, you said something very important, and that was abuse is abuse.
Mhm.
It doesn't always have to be physical.
Yeah,
Mhm.
of course, it could be mental.
It doesn't even have to be verbal.
Mhm.
It can just be like you said, Jazz. Um, it can be mental.
Mhm.
That's the worst
Oh.
kind.
That is the word. Once somebody controls you mentally, they have you. Like you're
Mhm.
there. You're in there.
But I have a question. At what point is that your own mental and not the mental of the other person? Because I've been in situations like that too, where it's like, okay, yes, somebody may be doing better than you, and mentally that's messing with you on your own just because what you're insecure about, and not necessarily that person like rubbing in your face or treating you worse or anything like that.
Mhm.
They might get the nails, but
Well,
Wow.
let me
I never
ask you
done
this.
that.
Let me ask you this. Is it that way because if the roles were flipped, that person would make themselves feel bigger than the other person? Is the anger coming from them not wanting to be in that position? They're not in that position that they're going to dish some negativity out.
yeah, I think it comes from that.
I don't think it's just that one thing solely. I think it could come from a bunch of different things. And when you are an abuser, it doesn't have to just be one single thing that can trigger you to act that way towards your partner. You could be having a bad fucking day and wake up and be like, "This is the person that's closest to me. I'm finna do whatever you do."
Yeah.
So I don't think it's just one single thing that will make somebody feel like that. No, it could be
But are
multiple
you
things.
asking like, oh, do they treat somebody else that way because if the roles were flipped, they would do that to them, or are you saying
My point exactly. So you said earlier
Uh-huh.
that, say for example, Legend Road now balling,
Mm-hmm.
okay, just money just dropping off of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just drip, just wet.
Moist.
All of a sudden, Legend pull a convertible Bentley and Taco Bell,
Mm-hmm.
and Lene's there,
Okay.
and there's something about her,
Mm-hmm.
just something about her, and all he want to do is elevate her,
Mm-hmm.
but it's irritating her because she's not financially where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does the
That's what I'm saying.
irritation come from because he's not tripping?
No.
Legend ain't got nothing but love in her to
Mm-hmm.
give her,
Mm-hmm.
to educate her, to motivate her, to guide her. But is the irritation coming from that if she was in his position, she
What's
would
that on him?
get her food and not ask for the number?
Oh, yep. I get you. I don't think that's what people think.
Hold on. Get the food
Okay.
and not ask for the number.
Yeah.
Okay? Legend got the food
And that's for
and
that.
asked for the number.
Mhm.
Well, now money just convertible.
Yes.
Okay? But it was something about it. Is now they're in a 5-year relationship.
Yeah.
Is the anger coming from she not in his position? Because if she was,
Okay, I think I understand.
she wouldn't have
Yeah.
nothing to do with him. She would pull the convertible Bentley,
And pass them out.
okay, and try and get him fired because gave him some cold fries.
Oh my god.
Okay, I mean, I'm just saying
surprised.
all that to say this. You know, I've talked to a lot of guys at the shop, and they say, well, all right, you know, if Holly Berry worked at Burger King, we'll get at her because
course.
we'll elevate her. We'll at least get her a job at In-N-Out. See, we'll elevate her. But truth be told,
Mm-hmm.
if some of these entertainers, if the roles was reversed, if just to be honest, and I don't have nothing against nobody,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and I don't know anything about anybody's business to be saying anything,
Mm-hmm.
but there's some entertainers that if the roles were switched, I see some marriages. You guys see some marriage in Hollywood.
Yes.
If that guy was at Burger King, would she get the number? Hey, welcome back, all my love angels out there. We have a special guest on the Art of Love with Dr.O. We have Money Mike from Profanity Nation. Money Mike, welcome.
Thank you, man. It's great to be here on the show.
You know, Mike, people respect your opinion about the games. You know, about sports and the history of sports, the directions of sports, and past, presence of sport, and the future of it all. But I often hear a thing that rings out, and they say that it's somewhat slightly a hater. And I'm glad that you came to the show so that you can just go ahead and dissolve all the fictitious, all the rumors of you being a hater. Because I would like to believe that there's some love inside of
Man, it's always love inside of me, man. And no, I'm not a hater, but I'm a person that will point out um, and more in detail to things that people do in their performances. Like, for example, we're a sports show and Laker fans, so to we talk about stuff that people don't that don't come up on the stat sheets. It's a lot of stuff about what you do day to day. You know what I mean? Like it's a day to day thing you do, not overall.
it. It just seems that sometimes you step on toes. Apologize
Yeah.
for
Well,
it. You can be unapologetic.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm unapologetic about it because everybody wants to look at the whole picture and don't look at into detail. You know, and just from a relationship perspective, everybody could go and look at marriage as a whole. Oh, you've been married 25 years. You've been married 50 years. Oh, it's golden and stuff. But a lot of people don't get into just what the everyday, the day to day, the grind, the ups and downs
I'm looking at the
on
monitor here,
relationships.
and
Yeah.
there's a lot of people saying otherwise. Like, one of the questions that Steve from Monrovia is asking is, were you bullied when you were a kid or something? Where does all this haterade come from?
No, you know what? I wasn't. By no means was I bullied. I mean, I grew up in the times. I grew up in the '90s, so that people, that was a thing of the past where people would go and they would talk about you. You had to make sure your shoes were tight, your clothes were tight.
Okay.
I unfortunately have a name, last name that is always the butt of every joke. But I think that makes you tougher. You know what I mean? I think
Right.
when you endure certain things, it puts armor and a force field around you, so that way it just prepares you to go on in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Are you single? Or are you
No, I've been married. It's about it'll be 15 years in February. You
15
know?
years in February?
Yeah,
So see that speaks for itself.
yeah,
Uh, there has to be some love in that heart to be married to him for 15 years. So
yeah,
that within itself dissolves some of that.
yeah. You know what? This is why I say, look, being married is absolutely a wonderful thing. But I will say this that with marriage is not what you see on TV.
Do you think it's more a relationship or business?
It's both, 100%. It's 100% because see, I think that's one of the things. Let me just say, I think what when I look at, I remember when I was young, I was about probably like 25 years old, and one thing I didn't understand was like there was a guy that I worked with, and it was a Filipino guy, and he would get a phone call, and he would be just talking his native language, like, and then
Mhm.
every time he would get off the phone with her, he would be like, he would take his pen, he would throw it, and he'd be like, "I hate that bitch," and
Ouch.
and I and I never understood. Now, mind
Ouch.
you, at the time, I wasn't married, but what I didn't understand was that he had two kids by her, and so my in my mind, I'm like, okay, you went, you married this woman, you had one child, you had a second child, and then of course you got a divorce and everything fell out. My question always was, when did she become the bitch?
Right,
You know what I mean? Because
right,
I feel that uh, people are who they are,
right.
and I think what like my advice that I would give anybody before you marry, and
Listen up, love angels. Listen up.
before you
Listen
marry
up.
them, I said you need to find out what you do not like about that person and decide if you can deal with that. Because I'm gonna tell you, like, everybody
What
thinks
if they don't reveal that until
no, they
later on
know,
in the relationship? So
they
you
know,
saying that most people know that
they
there's a
know,
stop sign there before they
they know,
get into it?
they yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, everybody does it. They're great, they're wonderful, you have fun with them, but they just do little, things that just bothers you, annoys you. But what happens is you kind of weigh it out. Like you're like, oh, you know, these 90% of him is good. This 10%, you know, is this 10% is okay because the 90% of it's good.
Right.
I said, but listen, if you want to stay married, you need to decide if you can deal with that 10%. Because that 10%
Yes.
is that day in,
Yes.
day out,
Yes.
and that's gonna rear its ugly head no matter what.
One of the things that I let all the love angels out there know is that I think that it should be a prerequisite that when you meet someone, ask them, "How are you loving yourself?"
Yeah, absolutely. And and
Because
and 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 I'll piggyback on top of that. A lot of people need to understand themselves as a person. Like
right.
me, for example, I told my wife, I said, "Listen, I'm gonna take care of you. And if she came on the show, she'll tell you I told her this.
Don't say nothing that's
No,
gonna
no,
get you in
no.
trouble, brother.
I told her,
I want
no,
you
listen,
come on now.
I'm gonna tell you. And my wife would say the same thing. I told her, I said, listen, I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna go to work every day. I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna do everything you need. But listen, you're gonna have to help me. You're gonna have to keep up my glasses and my keys. I told her, I said, you're gonna have to do that.
That's not
Yeah,
asking too
but
much.
watch this. Watch how it goes. Though. Watch how it goes.
Love angels, that's not asking too
So
much, right?
well, look, she
Okay.
said it wasn't either though. She was
Okay.
like, I can do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I keep track of your glasses and your keys and stuff.
Right.
Then we get married and cool, and we have a kid, and then we have another kid, and now why I gotta keep up with your stuff? I
Ouch.
gotta keep up with my own stuff. I gotta follow
Ouch.
behind these
Ouch.
kids. I gotta do it.
Yes.
Why I gotta keep up
Yes.
with your stuff? And then you know what
Yes.
she said? She said being married to you is like a walking scavenger hunt every day. That's what she
Ooh.
told me.
Hey,
And
hey,
I
but
shrugged.
I want you to know something.
What?
And love angels, let's be honest about this. You will stay in a relationship of that scavenger hunt because it is a scavenger hunt. But if you ever gave her a climactic ending to the story, then she'll close the book. You always want to keeps the relationship.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. I'm gonna tell you what the kid threw that with. She knew. I told her in the beginning. I let her know what my downfall is. A lot of people you have to know what your issue are.
Right.
You know
Yes.
what your problems are with yourself,
And be honest
and
about
I'll be honest with you. And then when I told her that, does she get frustrated? Yeah. Does she? But I'm gonna tell you, she'll be so good. She lay in the bed. And, what are you looking for? Oh, I'm looking for my my watch. Check downstairs in the living room.
it.
And I
Nice.
go in the living room, I'm like, "How'd you know?" Because she knows me now, right?
Yes.
But it's still frustrating to her. But I let her know beforehand, and she said that she could deal with that.
You want to know something? Love angels. There's a lot of people out there that say Money Mike is a hater, but as you can see, there's a lot of love in him. So
Absolutely.
maybe the haters are the hate that people see in you. Maybe might be the hate that's inside themselves,
Yeah,
and it's really
quite.
not you.
Yeah, well, quite possibly because because I look at it like this. I mean,
Hey, I
because the thing about it is like I obviously even on my podcast, my sports podcast, Rain Nation, I try to show love I'm always optimistic, rooting for the best.
right.
But nobody likes to be called out on the negative stuff.
The
You're
truth
right.
hurts.
Yeah,
It hurts when our entire lives we're subjected to a lot of lies. So when the truth shows up, it hurts.
yeah, yeah. And sometimes you have to go and just accept that. And then once you accept that, then you figure out how to go and get past it. You know what I mean? And then that's, I mean, like I said, 15 years, man. Look, it's up, it's peaks and valleys. You go ups and
Mhm.
downs, and then
Mhm.
you just become cruise control.
Yeah.
And cruise control is
Autopilot.
good. And we come home and we have fun. We enjoy each other. It was so funny. One time, me and my wife were at like Costco getting some tires,
Uh-huh.
and the guy behind the counter was like, we're just laughing and joking and whatever. And the guy behind the counter was like, "You guys like each other. You guys really like
Right.
each other."
Right.
You know,
That's so profound.
and we're like,
That's so profound.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, I was confused though. I was
Yeah,
like,
but I understand what
"Aren't
he's saying because he sees so many couples where he
right?"
know that doesn't
I'm
exist,
like,
and he was giving you a nice
yeah,
compliment.
aren't we supposed to be liking each other?
Well,
We're around
yes,
each other every
but
day.
he don't see that every day. That's not every day.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's true. It isn't. But I think, like I said, foundationally, you have to know what you're getting yourself into. Take all the superficialness away, and
Mhm.
just understand that you know, when you make that commitment, it's a real commitment.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Today we have three special guests, three queens. I've always told you the greatest manifestation of life to ever come to exist on this planet is our queens. That would be our ladies. And we have three special ladies today. Ladies, if you don't mind letting the world know who you are, our three queens.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us, Art.
Of course.
So, hi everyone. I'm Jane Dope. I'm a blues singer, so a little trap, little blues, but I'm here to spread love and hopefully lead by example. So, thanks for tuning in.
My name is Kayla, aka Jess Mack. I do hair as well, and I'm looking to see what the interest has for me.
Thank you for having me as well. What's up, everybody? My name is Chrissy Kamikaze. I'm straight out of Jersey. I'm a rapper, singer, songwriter, dancer as well. And I'm loving this vibe right now. You giving me something to feel. Let's do this.
Yes, yes.
Energy.
You know, there's no limitations in life except those that we put upon ourselves. You know, often enough we stress about the molehills in front of us, but we need to realize the mountains that this universe, that God has already brought us over, and then the molehill won't seem so big at all.
Right.
I mean, you think about when you was in elementary school, the stress that was there. You forgot about it when you went to junior high. And then the stress of junior high, you forgot about that when you went to high school.
Right.
And then college. So whatever we're dealing with today, tomorrow is going to be a better day for us.
Amen.
Because the only limitations in life are those that we set for ourselves.
Yes.
And eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I want to talk to you.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Shining.
Tell me a little something about yourself, because I just love your vibe. I love your energy.
Okay. I am a Gemini. Don't run, but
Mhm.
people don't really run for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I guess I'm more of a people person, so I like interacting with people. I'm like more of the friendly side of the friend, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Keep the drama at a normal, pace, I'm just like that person. So it's just like I know every time I go somewhere, I'm like really good vibes. So that's why I try to, bring people together, like connect them and stuff like that. So it's just like,
How long have you ladies known each other?
like 15 years, 20
Yeah, this is my
years.
best friend.
Yeah. They're best friends.
For a while.
And I met Kayla through her another best friend, Renelle, years ago, right before the pandemic. She moved out here, and she only knew me through Renelle. And I was like, okay, fine, that's your best friend. I like Renelle, so we good. And she came out here and we were just lit. We just lit all the time. And then she went back home and now she's visiting and she's still connecting people. And I really want her to come back. So I'm happy.
As you should, because, you know, people will come and go out of your life, but the circle that you create to navigate through this life, that's everything. And you ultimately can count it on less than 5.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, that's how solid it gets.
I think that's where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm.
Just having a couple of kids now. So.
You know, I'm feeling the vibe in the world that there's a lot of people out there that's ready for love of themselves.
Yes.
You know, so often we get lost in giving love to everyone else, but we forget about that person in the mirror
That's true.
that knows everything about us.
Right.
Our greatest accomplishments, our failures, the times that we were in the shower crying and we didn't want nobody to know. So who better to be honest with than that person?
Absolutely.
Kamikaze, tell the world who you are.
Yes. What's up? Honestly, I'm a free spirit. Like, that's why I love all the art that I do. Dancing, singing, rapping, writing, poetry, anything. I'm a very, very free spirit. And speaking of the self-love, I'm actually on that journey myself as well. You know, I've been through a lot of things in my life. I'm straight out the gutter. I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. So me being here today, me being alive, me being able to wake up in the morning and see a brand new day, I feel like that's a blessing for me. But I also feel like I've been focused on what everybody else needs or what everybody else is doing. So for the last couple months, I've actually been on my own little journey for self-love myself, because I feel like we all really don't know what love truly is. We just know what it is brought out to be in front of us.
Right.
You know, growing up, when we see our parents go through, our friends, our family, watching the television, seeing all the drama all over the news, and the world has painted a picture of love, and I don't think it's real. So I feel like that's the journey that I'm on right now.
I'm going to ask each one of you ladies, if you can simplify that word, if you can use just the simplicity of one word or 2 or 3, what would be your definition of love?
Energy.
And yours?
Communication.
I would say light. You know.
Wow. See, that's your soul talking, because we are bundles of light, of energy that came to rest inside of this shell that we call a body, but it isn't who we are.
Yeah.
You see, if you lost your leg, the soul of you would tell you to get a prosthetic limb. Hence, the soul controls the body doesn't control the soul. We've been lied to about life and death, too. You can't kill energy.
Absolutely.
That energy that resides inside of you resided many moons inside your parents' parents' parent, as it came to rest inside of you, as it shall rest in your everlasting life inside your children's children. See?
That's right.
We've been lied to.
Of
and
course, of
we,
course.
we here to tell the truth today.
Absolutely.
Tell the world.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jane Dope. You know, I'm really just here to spread love and light and to really guide, you know, my brothers and sisters on, you know, a journey from experience. I've been through so much, but I've always had like a mentor. I've always had like an angel, you know? So I always try to be that angel, be that mentor. And it's crazy, Art, because I've been doing that, you know, walking in as my light working purpose, but I've been taken advantage of. I've been through all this stuff, and it makes you step back and you're like, dang, I have great intentions.
So let me give you ladies right there what she said, taken advantage of. Let me just walk you into the light of yourself. On this planet, and we can travel to many, but on this one, no human being out of 8 billion is capable of being greater than you just being you.
Yeah.
There's only one you. Do you know, as vast as this universe is, it couldn't exist without you in it.
Period.
It would collapse.
That's right.
It would create not a mini nova, a supernova, a meganova. It would just collapse on itself. So the importance of you existing is real.
Yeah.
See?
Absolutely.
And out of 8 billion, there's only one you. And the only human being that has a chance of being greater than you being yourself would be the creation of yourself. That being your child if they choose. So other than that, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Now that we've acquired this knowledge of yourself, from this day forward, no one could ever lie to you.
Yeah.
No one ever lie to you. They can only lie to themselves and cheat on themselves to lose you.
That part.
There's only one you.
Yeah.
But what are the trials and tribulations in life for?
Yeah.
You know, why did I go through what I went through?
Absolutely.
You know, what was that about? You know, but you have to remember, they touched the flesh. They didn't touch the soul. And how you let that go is you got to forgive.
Absolutely.
You know, there was a time when I thought that my anger towards my father was important. Enough that I said to myself, I won't even go to his funeral. I thought that. And I've told your love angels out there, all my love angels, I told you guys that the only thing your parents ever owed you in life, your mother, was carrying you 9 months. Okay? And the only thing your father ever owed you was busting a nut. I don't mean to be so vulgar, but I've got to keep it real.
You're right.
Okay? That's the only thing they owed you
Yeah.
in life. Anything beyond that is wishful thinking.
Absolutely.
And if you got it, then so be it. And they'll show you either what to do or what not to do. But you can't be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
You can't repeat them because
Yeah.
you are the better everlasting life of them.
Absolutely.
See? And I had a lady on the show, and she was like, so what was my struggle for? And I could tell that, you know, the eyes are the gateway to the soul. The gateway to the soul. And I can tell that there was some serious trauma that's happened in her life. And she couldn't understand what was it all about. But once you understand that this is just the flesh, you didn't touch the soul in me, and I'm going to forgive you to give it back to you. She was able to understand that I said, you know, you can't mentor or counsel some woman that's been through rape if you ain't been through it yourself.
Right.
I don't want to hear your mouth. The cold showers ain't going to do nothing for me. See? That's just a book. See, you have psychiatrists that get into books and think that they're helping someone. But the help comes from your trials and tribulations of life to have the experience to know who you're talking to. And that's what this is for, is that you've been through what you've been through in your life, and you're at a point now in your life that it's time for me to love me. It really is. You know, as a matter of fact, I want this Valentine's Day to be special, to be a little different. And how so is that for those that have found their significant other and they're happy with them, kudos, I'm happy for you. But there's a lot of love angels out there that haven't found that just yet, and I tell you, you have to get the appetizers off the table to receive the main course.
That's true.
Okay? So there's a main course coming. But if you holding on to a funky appetizer, the table's not clear for you to receive that.
Right.